There is this new best open source model for coding and agentic tool use. This is from China, from Kimi AI. This model is Kimi K2, which scores an insane 65.8% on SWE Bench Verified. It is as cheap as Gemini Flash at only $0.6 per million input and $2.5 per million output tokens. It one-shots this data analysis task in Python and creates a website for few cents. Okay, so this task is about using 2025 salary data, test the effect of remote work ratio on a salary and determine whether this effect directly differs significantly across experience levels. Okay, so it is able to do this data analysis, create all this visualization. So this particular model, Kimi K2 from Kimi AI, is the best open source model for coding and agentic tasks as of now. So if you look at their API cost over here, it is $0.15 per million input tokens if it is a cache hit. If it is a cache miss, then it is $0.6 per million input tokens and $2.5 per million output tokens. So if you go to their blog, what they say over here is that this is their latest mixture of experts model with 32 billion activated parameters, 1 trillion total parameters. It achieves state-of-the-art performance in frontier knowledge, math, and coding among non-thinking models. So there are two models over here which they are open sourcing: Kimi K2 base, foundational model, strong start for researchers and builders who want full control for fine tuning and custom solution. Kimi K2 instruct, post-trained model, best for drop-in, general purpose chat and agentic experience. You can go and try out this model already on their platform, which is kimi.com. Okay, so here you can put a prompt and you can select this K2 model over here and you can try out your prompts. So I gave a this thing saying that give me Python code for a Road Rash 3JS game. Actually, it's not Python code. Give me code for a Road Rash 3JS game. Everything should be in a single HTML file and it should run on Chrome browser. Okay. So it generated the HTML code and I can actually preview it. So this is how it looks like. So you have these various controls. You have a speed, score, lives, everything. And let me start the game. So if you look at over here, it has created like this, right? So if you look at this particular code, it has actually created a decent Road Rash HTML game. I also tried some other prompts. We'll come back to that. Let's go over here to understand a little bit more about Kimi K2. So here they have compared it on various benchmarks against non-thinking models. Okay. So thinking is yet to come to this, multi-model is yet to come to this particular model. So currently it is non-thinking version which is there. This model has been trained on close to 15 trillion tokens. And if you look at the performance on SWE Bench Verified, it is quite close to Anthropic's Claude 4 Opus, right? And the performance is 65.8 over here. When I looked at Gemini 2.5 Pro, it was lesser than this, right? This is across various benchmarks over here where they've compared and they put these scores. What are the use cases you can do with Kimi K2? It can be used for agentic use cases where you can give your tools and describe your task. So this was the salary data and the visualization and analysis of the 2025 salary data. The result is that it creates this kind of a visualization. So this is an agentic task, right? There is another example over here, which is about creating an interactive visualization website for Stanford NLP Lab Academic Genealogy. This is the result which has been created, which is the Stanford NLP Genealogy. Explore rich academic heritage of Stanford's Natural Processing Lab through interactive visualization. So if you look at, it has created visualization like this. And then you can actually look at other things over here, research impact. So it's actually created all these visualization and this agentic task. So here is another example where the prompt is like, I need to attend Coldplay's 2025 tour. I'll be departing from London. Please find the most suitable concert for me, calendar availability, everything. It actually tries to create this and it actually creates this interactive website. So you can try the agentic task over here by going to Kimi and you can have this researcher over here. There is a wait list. So you can enable researcher mode over here once you get access, and you can try out this particular model over here as well for agentic tasks. Some examples are shown over here where they tried things like interactive 3D mountain scene, a ball bouncing inside a hexagon. I have a different result for this ball bouncing in an hexagon. So I tried to actually create that thing or write a Python program that shows a ball bouncing inside a spinning hexagon. The ball should be affected by gravity and friction, and it must bounce off the rotating wall realistically. It generated Python code, but when I run it, let me run this particular code. See over here, I'm not really happy with this the kind of code which it has generated over here. The ball doesn't bounce properly over here. If you see, it just falls in gravity and just this thing over here. So the prompt here might be different, but these are very selected results, right? So selective results versus what you try and what kind of results you get, that can be totally different. So you need to test yourself to see how this model performs for your use cases. Okay. So this road rash thing, I like the result, but for the hexagon ball spinning, the results are not that great, right? So depending upon your task, you have to check how it works for you. The other thing which they say over here is that, across benchmark, this model definitely performs better than or outperforms the latest open source and proprietary models. That is what they are saying over here. It is on the open source side, it is better than DeepSeek V3 or say Qwen 3 235B. It is almost close to Claude Sonnet 4 kind of performance, right? Or Claude Opus 4 performance. That is what they are saying over here. Then they talk about agentic intelligence. So basically how they have trained this particular model for agentic tasks over here. So you can look at those things over here about agentic capabilities, right? How they created a large scale agentic data synthesis pipeline, and they created training data for this agentic tasks. How they improved the agentic capabilities. That is what they are saying over here. So you can try K2 on kimi.com. You can for free currently. Things like MCP features for web and app are still in development. Multi-model capabilities are not there. Thinking capabilities are not there. Vision features are not supported, but you can still go and try it out. You can use Kimi K2 with their API, and it's going to come to other tools like OpenRouter, other platforms like OpenRouter, where you can try it out. So this is an interesting model. The weights are also available on Hugging Face. One thing to note over here is that, in this web blog from Simon Wilson, he says that this model is not truly open source in the sense that they are using a modified MIT license, which says that, if this solution is used, if this software is used for any commercial products or services that have more than 100 million monthly active users or more than $20 million in monthly revenue, then you should prominently display Kimi K2 on the user interface. So this is open weights, but not open source. And some infrastructure thing is put over here, like, the Kimi K12 1 trillion model, 4-bit quantized model can run on two 512 GB M3 Ultras with MLX library basically. So that is what, and this person actually tried out a simple prompt on generating an SVG of a pelican riding a bicycle using Kimi K2 API. And this was the result which was produced. And he says that this is pretty good. Okay. So many people would now try this particular model, and they would be putting their results over here on X. So you can go and check it out. You can read more about their training and other things over here in this particular blog, how they have trained and what are the optimizers which they have used and how they have trained for agentic tasks. You can go to kimi.com and try out the model on your particular use cases. I tried out something else as well over here. Let me see. Okay, that shows basically this is a more complicated thing where I wanted to try, write a script that shows 100 balls bouncing inside a spinning closed hexagonal prism. The ball should be affected by gravity and friction and must bounce off the rotating walls realistically. So basically it was based on this particular prompt, and this was the result of O3. And here in our case, when I looked at the result, it looks something like this. This is a rotating hexagonal prism, but again the bouncing balls and other things are not happening properly over here. But these are some small, maybe unrealistic tests also. Probably you need to test exactly on what you want for your coding tasks over here, and you'll get an idea whether this is a good replacement model for any closed source LLMs. So this was a short video on Kimi K2. I'll be putting all the relevant links in the description of the video. Do check it out. See you in another video.